What goes on, people? Welcome to Den Night, and today we're going to be doing a combo unboxing and review of the McFarlane Batman and Batcycle from the White Knight storyline. Well, the box says the cycles from the sequel, The Curse of the White Knight, but for the purposes of this, they're from the same thing. So, I always like to do these kind of as a combo when there's a bike or vehicle and a figure that would, complement it. I've done quite a few like that. So this is going to be another one of those, and I have another one planned shortly after this. Just a quick look at the box. No matter what you think of McFarlane right now, I gotta say, his vehicles are like pretty out of this world for the price. I haven't had a single one yet I've been disappointed with. And his figures are hit or miss for me. Of course, the weird thing with the no guns rule for all figures, which is kind of strange, especially when the character he's making a figure of only uses guns, but that's neither here nor there. Quick look at the box. Damaged box, but it doesn't matter. And I always like these collect them all kind of things showing the rest of the figures that are in the same series. But with that said, let's get these two out of the box. And here we got them out of the box. I guess we'll look at the bike first. Overall, I mean, I love the look of this. Obviously, it's based off of the comic appearance of this bike, but other than normal things like screw holes being exposed and stuff, it's pretty good sculpt. And I mean, it's not like a primo sideshow piece, so you can't have it perfect, but for the price you really can't beat it. Just a great amount of detail, different kind of paint app. I mean, this even looks like like aged metal on an engine, and then you have the opposing paint job and everything. One thing I always run into is the lack of gauges, but again, it's part of the price thing. And the only thing I am worried about is he only has one hand that's like a grip hand, the other one's a full fist. So it looks like no matter what, you're only going to get him to, pose with one hand on the handlebars. And actually, one critique I have now that I'm looking is it was a pretty sloppy paint job, actually, because it's like everywhere else and not just on the engine itself, if you see it. So I initially complimented it, but it is pretty sloppy. But I mean, once Batman's on it, it's not even something you're gonna notice. So the real question is, I also noticed there's really no visible taillight, but I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway, move on to Batman while I try and remember my ADD. So it's a pretty interesting sculpt. The face definitely looks like the artwork from White Knight. The belt's a little more ridiculous. I mean, I like the suit. The collars are kind of interesting. I don't hate it. I don't know if I like it, but the belt's a little obnoxious. Like, it's always been obnoxious when it's yellow, but now it's like big and yellow. So I think it kind of clashes with the rest, personally, but that's just me as a yellow belt hater. He's got a lot of articulation in the feet, which is very, very good for a motorcycle posed figure. I don't know if you heard that in the background. I don't know what the hell that was. But anyway, Yeah, good ball joint ankles. This kind of annoys me when the feet flex this this much, but I guess on a bike that's necessary. We'll see. I'm currently on the hunt to find a bike figure combo that actually, you know, work together right. They always look a little ridiculous. I've had a few that were close, but more often than not, it's obvious the bike and figure were not designed at the same time together. Got the generic stand. I forgot those come with the trading cards. Both of them do. Almost all of my McFarlane stuff is brand new unopened, but I do have a few strays that I just didn't want to pay new prices for, or unopened prices for, I should say. So I'm missing cards from those, but I'm not like a completionist with those, I guess I should say. Now I think this is this is obviously the grapple gun, but I thought this would be what it shoots out, but there's no way to connect them, at least not that I'm seeing. And then here, I don't know, maybe it's not, it's hard to say, because then here you have a folded up one, so it's like, it looks like it should go with the grapple gun, but then it looks like just something you throw. Grapple hook. I don't know. We will see, and I'm not really sure how you would use it with the bike. Again, they were designed separately, so he only has one hand. As far as I can tell, I looked at the package, I don't see anything. One hand that can hold something, so fortunately, it looks like none of this is going to get used except maybe this one, because he has a little hook. I'm assuming you can just hang that off the hook. And I do also like the cape. It's not cloth, but it's a very, very, very flexible plastic. Very thin and flexible. There's crease work done in it, and it has, you know, like ruffled edges and stuff. Looks nice. I guess if you're not going to have actual cloth goods, is the next best thing. So, with that said, let's try and pose these two together quick. So, this is the pose I came up with. Really actually bugs me that he didn't have another open hand, because I would have just put the, you know, the grapple gun in it like he's about to fire. So I ended up going with this. Kind of looks like he's throwing a grappling line. Then he has the spare that I can hang here on his belt. As far as posability, this is probably one of the worst on the bike, even though he has that. I mean, you had to do that. I had to. Otherwise, if you didn't do that, it kind of ended up that the foot was posed and the back spikes, is that the name of, I'm blanking on at the moment, were digging right into the tire, so it was obviously not going to work mechanically, I guess, unless he just wanted to drive and throw sparks everywhere. I don't know. But yeah, just I could probably manipulate it a little bit more to get his ass closer to the seat, but I don't see it. I mean, his knees are already here against the exhaust, or whatever that is there. It's hard to tell. The exhaust here, but I mean this part. Can't really tell what that is. But yeah. I'm hoping just because of the dynamicness of the pose, it will take some attention away, but other than just playing with it a little bit, I don't think I have a whole bunch of, you know, room left to pose him. So definitely a contender for one of the worst as far as cooperating together, at least from McFarlane. But it is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. It's beautiful, but it's just a little off. But with that said, we're gonna do a quick cut, and I'm gonna not put him in the showcase, but I am putting him in my little Batman on motorcycle shelf kind of thing. It became that, and that's where he's gonna go. So off to the bike display. And here we got him added to the, I guess what I'm calling the Batcycle section for now. Obviously, I'm already out of space there, so maybe I'll kind of rearrange this stuff, do another tier, I don't know. But with that said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and as always, keep collecting. Bye.